Hey everyone! So, we're diving into a question that is, let's be honest, on pretty much everyone's mind right now, whether you're a writer, a marketer, or a business owner. It is a huge topic, so let's just get straight into it. So, here it is, the big one. Will copywriting actually be replaced by AI? I mean, it's a massive question. And it's a pretty nerve-wracking one for a lot of us. It feels like every single week there's some new tool that's getting smarter, faster, and just more capable. So, what's the real story? This quote just hits the nail on the head. When you think about AI as a word factory with unlimited shifts and absolutely no lunch breaks, you start to see the incredible scale and efficiency we're talking about. It's a production powerhouse, and that, for sure, changes the entire game. Okay, so here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with the quick, kind of annoying answer, then we'll get into the good and the bad of AI, what the new copywriter role looks like, which jobs are most at risk, what your new workflow should be, and finally, how you can actually stay ahead of all this.
All right, first up, the quick answer. Yeah, we're calling it annoying because, let's face it, a simple yes or no just isn't going to happen here. The truth is way more nuanced than that.
And here it is. Parts of the job? Yes, absolutely. Some parts are going to be replaced. Things like high-volume, repetitive tasks, they're just perfect for automation. But the entire discipline of copywriting, the strategy, the psychology, the real human creativity, that is not going anywhere. I just love this metaphor. The job isn't vanishing, it's rearranging. Seriously, think about moving. All your stuff is still there, right? But it's all in different boxes and you can't find anything. You have to figure out a whole new system, a new way of working. That is exactly what's happening to copywriting right now. So, if the job is just rearranging, then we really need to know what to keep doing ourselves and what we can hand off to the machine. Let's get really specific about what AI is good at and, maybe more importantly, where it completely falls short. What's so interesting here is just how clear the dividing line is. On one side, you've got pure scale and speed, high-volume pattern-based stuff. That's where AI is an absolute champion. But on the other side, that's where you have the irreplaceable human skills, real strategy, nuance, and that original spark of insight. So to break that down a bit more, AI is a total rock star at churning out, say, hundreds of product descriptions, or creating low-stakes internal drafts, filling in template-heavy copy like welcome emails, and maybe one of its best uses, generating dozens of variations for ad hooks so you can test them like crazy. It's all about production. Let's think of it this way. AI is like that giant, industrial-sized mixer in a professional kitchen. It can whip up batter way, way faster than any person ever could by hand. But you absolutely still need a chef, a human, to come up with the recipe, to taste it, and to decide how to present the final dish. And this is exactly where that chef's expertise comes in. AI really stumbles with the delicate stuff. It has no idea about strategic trade-offs, like what you shouldn't say. It has zero long-term brand memory, and it really struggles to create true differentiation. And it definitely can't handle taste, context, or risk management, especially in sensitive industries. So all of this brings us to a really crucial point. Given what AI is good at and what it's bad at, the role of the copywriter has to evolve. It's just not about who can type the fastest anymore. And this right here is probably the most important idea we're going to talk about. Your new job is to become the pilot, not the engine. The AI is the engine. It's incredibly powerful, capable of amazing speed and output. But you're the pilot in the cockpit, giving the directions, making the critical calls, and actually navigating to the destination. So what does a pilot actually do? Well, they provide creative direction. They use their research skills to feed the engine the right information. They bring clarity to the offer. They edit the output ruthlessly. And they always have a testing mindset to see what's actually working out in the real world. These are the skills that matter now. All right, let's talk about the part everyone's probably a little worried about, the career forecast. Let's take a look at which jobs are actually most at risk from this massive shift. The roles at higher risk are, you guessed it, the ones that are basically just engine work. We're talking about commodity SEO writing that's all about volume, not insight. Basic, predictable product descriptions. Low-budget ad copy where good enough is the standard. And, of course, content mill writing. These are the exact tasks AI was built to automate. Now, on the flip side, the lower risk roles are all about being the pilot. Things like brand voice leadership, conversion copy that's directly tied to making money, work that requires original interviews and real research, and copy in highly regulated industries like health or finance. These all require accountability and deep strategic thinking. And here's the bottom line on why those roles are so much safer. The more your work is tied to real-world consequences, like revenue, legal trouble, or the customer experience, the more a business is going to want a human making the final call. AI is brave. It makes stuff up. Businesses are nervous. And in the world of commerce, nervous always wins. So how do you actually work with this powerful new engine? Let's talk about your new AI workflow, because you can't just treat it like a vending machine where you pop in a prompt and get out perfect copy. Doesn't work that way. A much better approach is to think of it like a loop. You start by collecting real human inputs, customer reviews, interviews, things like that. Then you define the goal. You use AI to generate a bunch of angles and to draft something really fast. And then the human pilot takes over. You edit ruthlessly. You add real proof and constraints. You test everything. And finally, you lock in what works to build your brand's memory. Okay, let's bring it all home. How do you actually stay ahead in this new world without just becoming an AI robot yourself? You've got to double down on those pilot skills. This means getting really good at high-level positioning and messaging. It means understanding offer design, building a unique brand voice, becoming a master of research and synthesis, and truly understanding the performance data to know what's working and what's not. Ultimately, it really just boils down to this. The goal of the modern copywriter isn't just to produce words. The real value is in knowing exactly what to say, what not to say, and, this is the most important part, understanding the strategy behind why it works. That knowledge, that's your defense. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. As AI becomes this incredibly powerful and integrated tool, which role are you going to choose? Are you going to be the engine, focused only on output? Or are you going to be the pilot, focused on direction, strategy, and results? The choice is yours.